Attorney and First Coast News legal analyst Latoya Williams-Shelton is joining us now in studio to talk about day 3 of jury selection for the trial in the death of Ahmaud Arbery. So Latoya, my first question for you tonight, Attorney Kevin Goff, who's representing William Roddy Bryan, the man who recorded Arbery's shooting death, keeps telling jurors that his client is not the McMichaels, trying to set them apart. How will that play out at trial?
I think it's going to play out very well. I think it's a great move as defense counsel for him, because if you remember, although these parties are being tried together, this does not prevent William from being a witness for the state and also testifying against these other two. And I think he has to try and set his client apart here, because the argument is he's not as culpable for the murder or the other charges that are against him right now. So I think it's great. I think that I wouldn't be surprised if we see later on that he does take the stand and that he does, if you will, throw those other two under the bus.
And Latoya, several jurors have said that they have done research into the case since they received their juror questionnaire, basically saying they formed opinions, they looked up information, researched the case, or they know people involved. We even heard some of Arbery's mental health records were online. This all seems just problematic. What are your thoughts about it?
It's very problematic. I am really interested in seeing what it is that's going to be done about that, because as we already know, those records that have been released online were already ruled inadmissible by the judge. So how is it that the county is going to counteract and combat this? Because again, we already know, we've been speaking about this every day, it's going to be a huge issue with finding this impartial jury, and now all they have to do is go to their own clerk's website to see additional information, which essentially puts the victim on trial here, which is what we're trying not to do, which was the reason why the judge denied, or actually, I'm sorry, approved that motion and denied and made it inadmissible for this particular evidence to come in.
And I want to ask you some viewer questions now. People have been watching this all unfold through our live stream, and some people are asking, why are we not allowed to broadcast the questioning of jurors or show their faces? Can you explain that for people who may be watching at home?
I mean, think about it like this. If you remember the judge, if you remember when the judge was originally talking to these jurors and saying, these jurors, they still have to go home, right? And again, we're still trying to find this impartial jury. If we were to broadcast their faces all over the news to see who these potential jurors are, that creates, times for jurors to be influenced in a certain type of way, to additionally form opinions, to have additional conversation. So I think it's just best efficiency for this process for their faces not to be shown.
Latoya Williams-Shelton, our legal analyst. Thank you, Latoya. And our coverage continues online. We're going to have more on why some potential jurors were dismissed today on our website, firstcoastnews.com, and also in the First Coast News app.